Hello, welcome to the beginning of this vlog. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, yes. Hey, it's Jess, welcome back. I forgot that this was the beginning of a new vlog. Okay, this is the last 3 days of Summerween. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, again. I am packed back to back almost all day Thursday, so I'm going to try to finish all of my prompts by the end of tomorrow, or possibly just have to do like one quick wrap up on Thursday. We will see what happens. So as a reminder, there are 5 prompts. We have checked 2 off of our list. A book with pink on the cover. I read Trad Wife by Saratoga Schaefer. Insane, crazy, insane. 5 stars. I finished William by Mason Coyle. Also insane, but in a different way. Unhinged AI, Smart Houses, Terrified of Them. No thank you. 4.5. I read some, almost done. I didn't even say. This one's for a book less than 250 pages. Then I started reading Blood on Her Tongue by Joanna Van Veen. This can go for 2 different prompts. It's either read a horror or thriller book or read an author who is new to you. This is both. I'm on chapter 18, part 3, which is page 223 out of 339. So I will definitely be finishing this one today. I'll definitely be finishing that one today. And then I'm going to start reading The Lamb by Lucy Rose. This is also for read a horror or thriller book or an author who's new to you. Again, this one is both. This one is about a girl and her mom and cannibalism. And I think it's sapphic. Okay. Oh my gosh. I gotta get started because I'm like, it's 10:40, and although I'm not like starting my day late, I am reading wise. I already got up, worked out, had breakfast, all that, but reading wise, I'm starting late. Okay. I read some more of What Feeds Below. This is for the prompt, read a book at night or in the dark. I am 54% of the way through, so I got a good chunk done. This says I have 2 hours, 38 minutes, but last night it said I had over 5 hours left, and I definitely didn't read for 2.5 hours. So I usually read faster than what it says. I have a doctor's appointment today. It is going to take anywhere from 2 to 3 hours. I don't know how long. They can't tell me how long. So I'm hoping I have to leave here in about 2.5 hours. I'm hoping I can finish this Blood on Her Tongue before that, and then I'll just have The Lamb to read during my doctor's appointment. Even if I don't finish Blood on Her Tongue, I'm assuming I'm going to have just a very little bit left, so I'm going to start The Lamb later today. Oh my gosh, it's hot. Okay, so this is a chaotic start to our second to last day, but I got a lot to do, so let's get started. I'll check in with you soon. Bye! And I am back. It is 3:35. I have finished Blood on Her Tongue. This continued to be a wild ride. I have read the weirdest books for this Summerween, and I've loved them all. Not quite a 5-star. It didn't hit me the same as Trad Wife did. I'm still gonna give it a 4.5. I really enjoyed it. I loved the ending. It's really a story about like sisterly love, and blood can bond you. I don't know, unhinged, loved it. My appointment did not take nearly as long as they told me it was going to. It took like around 45 minutes. I was gone for a little over an hour. So I did start reading. I took my dust jacket off. I started reading The Lamb. This might be controversial, but when I have like hardcovers, I don't keep the dust jacket on when I read them because it annoys me. So I started The Lamb by Lucy Rose. I did not get very far because again, my appointment didn't take nearly as long as it was supposed to, which I am fine with. Trust me, it's fine. I'm on page 25. On my Kindle app, which is what I was using, I was reading on my phone, it said that I'm 8% through. And I have like 5 hours left. That might be different once I actually start getting into the book and not electronically. But that is like halfway through chapter 7, I think. Enjoying it. Short chapters, I like that. Sometimes I like short chapters because you feel like you're really going through the book. It's odd so far. Poor Margot. Her mom is crazy and she knows nothing different. We haven't gotten into the meat of the story, no pun intended. So I'm gonna keep reading that. I am enjoying it so far. Again, I only got 25 pages in, so I don't have a huge update on that, but I just remembered that I have to go edit, which is like my least favorite thing to do, but I'm determined to get these vlogs out. So, you know, Summerween is helping me with this too, because even though I hate editing, it's something that I have to do to get these vlogs and get more traction on my channel and to talk to all of you about everything I'm doing for Summerween and what are you doing. Anyway, I'm gonna go. Again, it's 3:40. So I'm gonna edit, I'm gonna read some more of The Lamb, and when I come back, I will hopefully be able to tell you a little bit more about the book. All right, see you soon. Bye. See, I tried to change you, and I think now you're crooked the other way. Okay, I'm just gonna stop messing with my camera for the moment. Okay, it is 9:21. I have read more of The Lamb. Here's the dust cover. I am on page 103, which is chapter 30. There are 326 pages, so I'm a little over a third of the way done. It's reading really quickly. My daughter and I walked to my friend's house, and then my husband came home, and then my son had practice. He had another practice. So like he had practice for one team, and then he had practice for a different team because he plays on 2 different basketball teams. So today was crazy busy. And so I just didn't have a lot of time to sit down and just read chunks. But that being said, I read almost 80 pages since I updated you when I got back from my appointment. So I'm pretty happy about that, especially because I really didn't start reading until after 5:45 or 6 because I had to edit a whole video, which took way longer than it should have because I took a break to walk to my friend's house and back. Anyway, read some more of The Lamb so I can tell you a little bit more about it. So you are following Margot and Mama. They live in a forest, like kind of in an isolated area. Mama collects strays, who are people who wander into their area, but they aren't completely alone. Like Margot goes to school, she rides the school bus. There is around on some property close to them, a gameskeeper and his wife and his daughter named Abby. Margot goes to school with Abby. They're in the same grade. She talks about that a lot. One day, a woman named Eden comes, and Mama decides that she is not a stray. She is like them. And so Eden has come. Why am I holding this up? Eden has come and like basically taken Margot's place, and Margot doesn't like it. Like all of a sudden it was just her and Mama, and now it's Eden and Mama and Margot, and Margot's starting to feel like there's no place for her because everything, like she came home from school one day and they were cooking and Mama was peeling the potatoes, and Margot's like, that's my job, I always peel the potatoes, can I peel the potatoes? And Mama was like, no, because I'm gonna do it today. So it's just a lot of that. It's like not necessarily jealousy because Margot's like 11 or something like that. I think she's close to 11, 12. But she doesn't know how to live in a world where it's not just her and Mama, because Papa has been gone for so long that basically all she can remember is her and Mama. And now another woman has come in and intruded on their life. And I'm getting kind of suspicious of her. She's a little bit bossy and a little pushy. So we'll see what happens with that. I am checking in now because it is dark. It is now 9:24. So I am going to go read What Feeds Below. Yeah, I think I said earlier, my Kindle says I have like 2.5 hours left. I'm hoping I can get most, if not all of it read tonight. I do have a dentist appointment tomorrow, but it's not until noon. So, and I do need to get up and mow my yard, but I don't have a reason to have to go to bed early, is what I'm saying. So I should be able to just get in and buckle down and read. And I really want to, because now Jade and Petra and another person named Flint are about to go farther into the void, and I want to see what's going to happen. There was some, did I talk about I don't think I did. There was some really gruesome body horror with like mushrooms and eyeballs and grossness. So this is, for being a young adult, this is classified as a young adult horror novel. There's some graphic body horror going on. Also, part of it reminds me of The Luminous Dead by, I don't have my phone on me, Caitlin Starling? Is that who wrote that? I don't remember. I read it a couple years ago. I listened to it, and it's about a cave diver who's like on a mission in a cave. Anyway, so part of this, partially just because it's both cave diving, but some of the like descriptions of the environment and some of the creepy creatures, and there's voidlings, so people who stayed in the void too long that have like mutated and now they can't live on the surface, so some of them don't like surface dwellers. Anyway, and kind of the reason for going into the cave kind of reminds me of The Luminous Dead. That doesn't matter. I'm really enjoying What Feeds Below. I'm really hoping I can finish it tonight, and unless something huge happens in the book, I'm probably just going to leave it here, because again, I just want to go relax, read my Kindle, and then go to bed, and then get up in the morning, and we'll see what we have left to finish and complete for Summerween 2026. All right. Have a good night, even though you're not seeing this on Tuesday night. But have a good night, and I'll see you in the morning. Bye! Good morning. It is day 6 of Summerween 2026. This is kind of the last day for me because, again, I have stuff to do tomorrow. So I'm not going to read like all day. I'll only read part of the day. The good news is I finished What Feeds Below last night. I stayed up later than I should have, but I did. That was bonkers. It got so gross, so gross. And again, for being a young adult, it went way farther than I thought it was gonna go. Then it had kind of a twist at the end, which I don't know, maybe you see the twist coming. I'm not always good at paying attention to stuff like that. Anyway, and then that ending, whoop. I think I'm gonna give it, a 5-star, because even for being young adult, it was creepy and descriptive, and I liked the story. I thought the world was cool. It was explained well. Yeah, I think I'm gonna give it a 5-star. This has been a great reading vlog week, because I've had 2 5-stars and 2 4.5s. That doesn't happen very often. Okay, so, but that means we're done with 4 of the 5 prompts. So, just to go over them again, because why not? Book with yellow. A book with pink on the cover, Tradwife, 5 stars. A book less than 250 pages, William, 4.5 stars. Let's just count this one for a horror or thriller book, Blood on Her Tongue, 4.5 stars. And a book to read at night or in the dark, What Feeds Below, 5 stars. So, I just have 1 prompt left. I am going to continue reading The Lamb today. Again, I'm on page 103, chapter 30. There are 305 pages. So, right? It doesn't matter. I will finish this today. I have to mow my yard. I have to take my daughter to the mall to hang out. So I'm going to take a book. I'm really hoping I can finish this before we have to leave. And then just to see if I can get more done, I think I'm going to start Cruelty Free, because I really wanted to read this. This is another short-ish book. No, telemarketer, I do not want to talk to you. It looks like also 305 pages. So if I can finish The Lamb before we leave for the mall, then I can start Cruelty Free and, you know, maybe get that done either tonight or tomorrow. And then I'll have read an extra book. I always like totally overestimate how many books I can get read during this time. Because I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to read all, I don't know, how many did I have? Like 7 books? Yeah, I barely have read 4. Well, I'll finish 5 today. Anyway, I'm rambling. It is now 10:50 in the morning. I slept in again and I have to go mow, so I'm gonna go do that before I pass out from heat exhaustion from mowing my yard, and I will check in with you later. All right, bye. This has been a day of best laid plans. So I got up late, had to mow my yard, completely forgot that I had a dentist appointment today. Thankfully, I had come inside to get some some water after I finished mowing my front yard, and I looked at my phone and I was like, I have a dentist appointment in 30 minutes. So I mowed my front yard, you know, rinsed off, ran to the dentist. Thankfully the dentist is like 15 minutes from my house. And then I was there for over an hour. So that took a long time. So then I didn't even get home until like almost 1:30. And then I had to eat because I hadn't eaten yet. And then I finally got to start reading. And now it is 3:40. And in about 20-25 minutes, we're leaving for the mall. So it's been a crazy day. I have been reading, More of the Lamb. I have no idea where my dust jacket ended up. I did read some more of the Lamb. I am on chapter 49, which is page 189. So I read 19 chapters. Again, it's reading really quickly. I still don't necessarily trust Eden. I don't trust her. I think that she's sneaky. Don't know what she's gonna do, and I don't know why or how I don't trust her. I just don't trust her. But I'm still really enjoying it. Again, it reads really quickly when I have time to sit down and read. So I have that on my Kindle. I have the Lamb on my Kindle because it's on Kindle Unlimited. And I have found out that Cruelty Free also on Kindle Unlimited. So hey, there's my dust jacket. So I went ahead and downloaded that to my Kindles because I'm going to take my Kindle to the mall with me and hopefully can get some reading done while my daughter is walking around with her friends. So I should be able to finish the Lamb and hopefully start Cruelty Free. If not, I'll be very close to finishing the Lamb so I can start Cruelty Free tonight, this afternoon, after we get back. Anyway, I just wanted to come and do a quick check-in and tell you about my chaotic day. And it's a good thing I only have 1 book left to finish to officially finish Summerween because, again, chaos. I never make dentist appointments for noon. This was a reschedule, and so it just completely slipped my mind. I like totally didn't even remember. Even though last night I was like, oh yeah, my appointment's at noon, not 8. So I can mow the yard before I go. And my husband was like, yeah. And then I got up this morning, totally forgot about it again. But again, thankfully I looked at my phone and noticed. So went to the dentist, clean bill of health, no cavities or anything. But now I'm gonna go and read until it's time to leave, and I will check in with you later. Bye! Hello, welcome to the last day of Summerween. And guess what? I finished all 5 prompts. I finished last night. I was reading The Lamb, and I finished it yesterday. My evening went off the rails. I can't even remember if I updated you. Yes? Yes. I went to the mall and read while my daughter was at the mall. I can't remember if I updated you on that. Anyway, I was reading on my Kindle. My hair looks crazy. So I don't think I did update you. I got The Lamb on Kindle Unlimited. So I took my Kindle to the mall because I like sat in the hallways while my daughter and her friend were walking around. So I read a bunch at the mall, but also my friend called me. So I didn't read as much as I could have because I was talking to my friend. And then I had to like take my daughter somewhere. We had to go grocery shopping. My evening I don't think I did update you afterwards because all this stuff happened, and then I was too tired to update you, so I just kept reading, and I finished. Finished the lamp. This is like chaotic. I did not start Cruelty Free. I am gonna go ahead. I have it on Kindle Unlimited. So I will probably just go ahead and start that. I don't know. I'm also in the middle of Wolfworm by T. Kingfisher. The book is in the living room, so I'm not gonna go get it. So I may read that today. I need to finish that. Anyway, the important part is I finished all 5 prompts in 6 days, which was my goal because, again, after this, I am packed the rest of the day. So I don't really know how to end this vlog. I guess we'll go over everything again. Here's the prompts, in case you forgot them. So the first prompt, to read a book at night or in the dark. I read What Feeds Below by Tatiana Schloit Vaughn? I still don't know how to say her name, and I really should look it up. Anyway, this was about Jade and Petra. They are void divers. They have only gone through the first 2 levels of the void. They pick up a job to go to the 3rd level. They get separated. Petra has to leave the void, get help, go back down to find Jade, and they decide to go down to the 6th level, which is the bottom level. And crazy creatures are along the way. It got way more gruesome than I thought a young adult book would get. Very descriptive, very body horror. There was some stuff with mushrooms and eyeballs and yuck. I really liked it though. I gave it a 5 star. It was so good. I'm gonna try to go in order of the prompts now that all the books are finished, and I obviously figured out what I'm reading for all of them. So for reading a horror thriller book, I read Blood on Her Tongue by Joanna Van Veen. This is about 2 sisters in 1887. Sarah is going crazy, and Lucy, they're twins. Did I say that? They're twins. Sarah's going crazy. Lucy gets a very weird, chaotic telegram from her twin sister, and then immediately following that, she gets a telegram from her sister's husband saying, please come, your sister's going crazy. So Lucy travels to their, not castle, property, mansion, I don't know. It's in the 1800s in Europe, so they had like, everyone had castles. It was Zwartwater? I don't know. This is, I don't know where this is set, but it's not American, so I said all the names wrong. Anyway, Lucy travels to them to try to help her sister and convinced Mikkel, which is Sarah's husband, to not put Sarah in an insane asylum. This took a twist that I was not anticipating. It was not at all what I thought it was going to be, and I really, really liked it. And it also was very weird and very gross. Definitely some body horror in this one too. Gave it a 4.5. Then for reading an author who is new to you, I read The Lamb by Lucy Rose. This is about Margot and Mama. They live at the edge of a forest, isolated. Mama picks up what she calls strays, which are people who are hiking and get lost, come to their house. And the strays are never seen again because Lucy and Mama, not Lucy, that was the last book, because Margot and Mama eat them. I was gonna say it straight out. One day, a new woman named Eden comes to their house, and Mama decides she is not a stray, and she is in love with her, with Eden. And so they make a happy family because Eden has the same tendencies that Mama and Margot do. Margot is feeling very, very left out because it's just been her and Mama for 12 years, and now Eden has come over and basically she's feeling replaced. And so that's hard for her to deal with. I know I finished this last night, but I haven't decided if I'm going to give it a 4.5 or a 5. It's teetering between those two. I'll let you know when I decide, because I still just need to think about the ending a little bit more. But it's either a 4.5 or a 5, which is great. It was such a good book, and it read really easily, and it had short chapters, which I like. because sometimes short chapters are nice because you just get in the groove. Anyway, moving on. For a book that has pink on the cover, I read Trad Wife by Saratoga Schaefer. This is about Camille. She and her husband have bought a big farmhouse with a bunch of land, and she is a Trad Wife influencer on Instagram. Cooking, cleaning, homesteading, taking care of her husband. The only thing she doesn't have is a baby. And she thinks that a baby is the key to her success. She's like, I'll be super famous and loved and everyone will know me if I could just have a baby. And they can't seem to get pregnant. So Camille goes into the woods off their property and finds this weird well and makes a wish on a penny. She wishes for a baby, and then she starts having these nightmares, and she thinks it's an angel, and an angel says, you want a baby, you shall have a baby. So she gets it on with the angel and gets pregnant. But it's not an angel, it's a demon. And her pregnancy is weird, and her baby is weird, and it was gross in the best way. 5 stars. I loved this book. It was so unhinged, but it was so good. I'm so glad that I finally read it. Okay, and the last prompt. I'm yapping like crazy. I need to wrap this up. Okay, the last prompt. Read a book less than 250 pages. I read William by Mason Coyle. This is about malevolent AI, smart houses. It's about relationships because Henry, what's his wife's name? Lily. Okay. Henry and his wife Lily are estranged at the moment. They both live in the house, but they are living in separate bedrooms. Lily is pregnant and William is agoraphobic. So he never leaves the house and he just creates these. He's an engineer, so he creates these, like he made a robot dog that looks like a dog, but not. And it's like really mangy and ratted. And then he made this wizard on some kind of tricycle, unicycle, wheels that pedals around. Wizard? No, it's a magician. Did I say wizard? I think I said wizard in my last one too. It's a magician. Just pedaling around. And then he made William, which is half. He's only created half of him, so it's like the torso up of this AI. And then the AI starts getting its own thoughts. And it really freaks Henry out. And this was a crazy book too. I gave this one, I think I said this one was 5 stars. Anyway, this was a 4.5. I think it would have hit harder if I hadn't just finished Trad Wife, because Trad Wife was so good. So these are the books I read, plus What Feeds Below, which is on my Kindle. Again, 5 books in 6 days. That is fabulous. I am not upset about that. I loved all of my books were either a 4.5 or a 5, and that hasn't happened. I don't think that's ever happened during a Summerween or a Winterween. So pat myself on the back. I picked some good books this time. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up now. These are the books I read. I'm so proud of myself. Way to go. Did you participate in Summerween? How did you do? What did you read? And what was your favorite book that you read? I think my favorite is probably Trad Wife. I've talked about it so much since I read it, and I've told everyone about it. So I think out of the 5, my favorite was definitely Trad Wife. So anyway, that's it for me. I'm gonna sign off. So now I want to know, have you read any of these books and what did you think? All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.